There are places on our planet where the boundary between abundance and scarcity is measured not in miles, but in drops. Nevada, a land of sun-bleached valleys and shimmering city lights, stands on this precipice. Here, water is not merely a resource. It is an ancient lifeline, threading its way through the desert, binding together communities, livelihoods, and the very possibility of tomorrow. As we journey across these arid expanses, I invite you to witness a story shaped by the relentless pursuit of survival. In the hush of dawn, as shadows stretch across silent streets and distant mountains glow with promise, a quiet crisis unfolds. Beneath the surface, unseen yet ever-present, water levels recede with haunting persistence. The great reservoirs and rivers that have long sustained Nevada's cities now offer only uncertain solace. Their ebbing waters cast a long shadow, one that stretches across homes, businesses, and dreams. Tonight, we embark on an exploration of 10 Nevada cities standing at the threshold. Each faces a test as old as civilization itself, the struggle to endure when the well runs dry. Together, we will uncover how a looming water crisis shapes not only landscapes, but also destinies. The fate of these cities hangs delicately in the balance, and their stories are written in every drop that remains. If you want to stay informed about the challenges and stories shaping our world, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth explorations like this one. Beneath the dazzling lights and ceaseless spectacle, Las Vegas hides a vulnerability as profound as the silence of the desert itself. This city, conjured from sand and ambition, draws its lifeblood from the distant waters of Lake Mead. As the great reservoir surface drops, the very foundation of Las Vegas's prosperity begins to tremble. The fountains that dance for visitors, the lush golf courses, and the endless flow of hospitality, all are shadows cast by a single, shrinking oasis. With each passing season, the city's reliance on Lake Mead becomes ever more precarious. Engineers and officials monitor gauges with anxious precision, knowing that one day, the line between plenty and peril may be crossed. The spectacle of abundance is, in truth, a carefully managed illusion, masking a reality that grows more fragile with every ripple lost to the relentless sun. In the quiet spaces behind the neon and noise, residents sense the tension building. Questions linger in the air, as persistent as the heat. How long can the desert's most improbable city endure? As Lake Mead's waters retreat, so too does the future that Las Vegas has so boldly imagined. To the south and east of Las Vegas, Henderson sprawls with a restless energy, its neighborhoods reaching ever outward into the arid expanse. Here, rapid growth has been both a blessing and a curse. New homes rise in the desert, each a testament to the hope of stability and prosperity. Yet beneath these foundations, the reality of limited water echoes with a growing urgency. Henderson's expansion has placed immense strain on local water resources. The city's planners and engineers work tirelessly to balance demand with supply, but the margin for error grows thinner with each new resident. Lawns and gardens, symbols of comfort in an unforgiving landscape, become battlegrounds between aspiration and necessity. The uncertainty of the future is palpable. Residents watch the news, attend community meetings, and wonder if the promise of Henderson can be sustained. In the cool of the evening, as sprinklers hiss and children play, a deeper question lingers. When the water runs low, what will remain of the dreams built on shifting sands? North Las Vegas stands as a testament to ambition's reach, a city pushing ever outward against the boundaries imposed by nature. Desert winds sweep across new developments, carrying with them the hopes of families and businesses alike. Yet with every expansion, the pressure on dwindling water supplies intensifies, weaving uncertainty into the fabric of daily life. The city's rapid growth has led to a delicate balancing act. Municipal wells draw deeper, and reservoirs are monitored with increasing vigilance. Infrastructure projects race to keep pace, but the message is clear. The margin for error is shrinking. The land, once thought to be endless, is revealed to be governed by unyielding limits. For the people of North Las Vegas, the dream of progress is shadowed by an unspoken anxiety. Each new home, each new street, each new promise is built in defiance of the desert's ancient warning. As the sun sets over the city, the question remains: how far can expansion go before the water runs out? Nestled in the high desert, Reno thrives along the banks of the Truckee River, a ribbon of life winding through a landscape shaped by extremes. For centuries, this river has nourished the city and its people, offering refuge from the arid world beyond. But now, prolonged drought has transformed the river's promise into a source of anxiety and doubt. As snowpack dwindles in distant mountains, the Truckee's flow slackens. Reno's residents, once assured by the river's steady presence, now find themselves measuring its every drop. Farmers, businesses, and households compete for a resource that no longer feels infinite. The city's future, once as bright as the casino lights, flickers with uncertainty. In Reno, the challenge is not only to adapt, but to reimagine. How can a city built on the confidence of water's abundance find resilience in its scarcity? As the river recedes, so too does the illusion of permanence, revealing the fragile balance upon which Reno's fortunes are built. Just east of Reno, the city of Sparks shares both a river and a fate with its larger neighbor. Here, the impact of water scarcity is felt not only in reservoirs and rivers, but in the daily rhythms of community life. Parks, schools, and sports fields, all places where neighbors gather, now stand as reminders of what is at stake. Sparks has long relied on the Truckee River, drawing sustenance from its flow. But as drought lingers and demand grows, the city faces difficult choices. Water restrictions tighten, and the once familiar sight of green lawns fades into memory. Community spirit endures, but it is tested by the relentless pressure of scarcity. Yet, amidst the challenge, there is resilience. Residents band together, seeking ways to conserve and adapt. The struggle brings them closer, even as it heightens the sense of vulnerability. Sparks, like so many places in Nevada, stands at a crossroads, caught between tradition and the pressing need for change. Boulder City's story is inseparable from that of the Hoover Dam, a monument to human ingenuity, harnessing the Colorado River's power to tame the desert. For generations, the dam's reservoir has been a symbol of security, its massive walls holding back both water and uncertainty. But as levels decline, the city finds itself confronting the limits of even the greatest engineering feats. The reservoir's surface, once a vast and glittering expanse, now reveals pale lines marking its retreat. Boulder City's residents look to the dam with a mixture of pride and apprehension, knowing that their fortunes are tied to the fate of the waters behind its walls. The city's history, built on a promise of abundance, is now shadowed by doubt. In the cool silence of early morning, the dam looms large, a reminder of both human triumph and vulnerability. The question is no longer whether the water will last, but how a community defined by its connection to the river will endure when the flow slows to a trickle. Mesquite rises from the desert floor, a testament to resilience in a land where rain is rare and every drop is precious. The city's growth has brought prosperity, but also a mounting concern. How to sustain life in a place where the natural world offers so little water? Wells and aquifers that once seemed inexhaustible are now measured with growing caution. Residents and officials alike debate the future, weighing dreams of expansion against the stark realities of supply. The city's golf courses and lush neighborhoods shimmer like mirages, hinting at abundance that may soon prove illusory. Amidst the uncertainty, Mesquite's people exhibit a quiet determination. They adapt, conserve, and innovate, seeking new sources and methods to secure their future. Yet the underlying question persists. In a desert made for survival, how long can comfort and growth endure before thirst overtakes ambition? Far to the north, Elko sits among rolling hills and open plains, a community rooted in the rhythms of land and sky. Here, groundwater has long been the city's hidden reservoir, drawn from deep beneath the earth to sustain homes, farms, and ranches. Yet, as the land dries and wells run deeper, the reliability of this ancient resource comes into question. Elko's dependence on groundwater is both a strength and a vulnerability. The aquifers, shaped by centuries of slow accumulation, are not easily replenished. Each year, as more is drawn and less returned, the balance tips further toward depletion. Signs of this strain emerge in the form of falling water tables, cracked earth, and anxious faces at town gatherings. Despite these challenges, the spirit of Elko remains unbroken. Residents seek new solutions, better management, conservation, and collaboration, knowing that their survival depends on the choices made now. In the quiet moments, as the wind sweeps through empty fields, they contemplate a future where every drop counts. Nestled in the shadow of distant mountains, Pahrump is a town where agriculture has long been a lifeline. Here, fields stretch in green and gold, fed by water coaxed from wells and springs. But as the desert tightens its grip, the struggle to maintain this fragile balance becomes ever more intense. Farmers work the land with a sense of urgency, watching as wells yield less and less. The demands of crops and livestock collide with the needs of a growing population. Each decision, what to plant, how much to irrigate, carries weight, as the risk of running dry looms ever closer. For the people of Pahrump, the land is both a blessing and a challenge. Their resilience is tested daily by the shifting calculus of survival. In the cool of twilight, as irrigation ditches run thin, a single question echoes through the fields. How long can abundance be coaxed from a landscape that offers so little? Along the banks of the Colorado River, Laughlin stands as a testament to the power and fragility of water. The river's steady current has shaped the city's fortunes, drawing visitors, fueling growth, and sustaining life. Yet now, as upstream reservoirs dwindle and allocations tighten, even this riverside haven faces an uncertain fate. The falling river levels are visible in exposed banks and idle docks. Businesses reliant on tourism and recreation watch the water with anxious eyes, knowing that the prosperity of Laughlin is inseparable from the river's flow. For residents, the question is not only about survival, but about identity. What does it mean to live in a city defined by a river that may one day fail to deliver? In Laughlin, the future is written in the movement of water, each drop a promise, each shortage a warning. As the Colorado's gift grows more tenuous, the city looks inward, seeking the resolve to endure whatever currents may come. As the sun sets over Nevada's vast expanse, a hush falls across its cities, each one poised on the edge of an uncertain tomorrow. The water that has shaped their destinies now carves a sharper divide, separating past abundance from a future defined by scarcity. The echoes of this crisis ripple outward, touching lives, landscapes, and the very identity of the state. The stories we've witnessed are not merely tales of survival, but of adaptation and resolve. In homes and town halls, on fields and riverbanks, Nevadans confront the reality of a new world, one where every drop must be cherished and every choice weighed with care. The future of these cities is neither certain nor secure, but it is still unwritten. As we leave this landscape behind, I invite you to reflect on the lessons whispered by the desert wind. Water is life, and its absence reshapes everything. The fate of Nevada's cities rests in the balance, and the decisions made now will echo for generations. Look closely, and you will see the resilience and the fragility of a people living on the brink.